Today we are going to do a viewer suggested recipe, and this recipe was submitted by Gredwood Cox 6307, and it sounds delicious, and he's calling it chicken spaghetti. So what we got here is we got about 4 cups of rotisserie chicken that I froze when I rotisserie'd some chicken. We've thawed that out. About 4 cups there. I got a 1-pound box of angel hair spaghetti, 1 large onion, 1 large green bell pepper, a 10-ounce jar of sliced mushrooms, 2 cans, 10.5 ounces each of cream of mushroom soup, 8 ounces I think this is. Yeah, 8 ounces of sour cream, a 4-cup box of chicken broth, 32 ounces, 2 8-ounce blocks of cheese. One of these will be put into the spaghetti, and one of them will be grating and topping on the spaghetti. Then my salt and pepper seasoning with garlic powder, and that's all about it really. I gotta get some butter because we're going to fry up our onions. So we'll use about a half a stick or 4 tablespoons of butter. Turn that on medium heat. We'll get that butter melting. Alright, so we're preheating the oven to 375, and I got a pot of water on the stovetop, and we're going to boil up the full 1-pound box of angel hair. We're going to break those into like 3-inch, 4-inch pieces when we add it to the pot to boil them up in shorter pieces. Alright, so let's start with my onion. That's a pretty big onion. Alright, let's get the peel off of that. Alright, so let's get that diced. That's all there is to that. I got a piece here. And just toss that into that butter. Now let's do our pepper, green bell pepper. Get the seeds out of it. Chop that up. There's my peppers all chopped up. Get those in with the onions. I like to put just a splash of olive oil in there as well. Alright, let's put that back up to medium high now. We'll go high. Now that I can give it some of my attention, we're just going to fry these up until those onions turn soft and translucent. So I'll be back when those are ready in a minute. Actually, while those are frying up, it's a good time to go ahead and grate my cheese. This is 8 ounces of extra sharp cheddar cheese. Okay, while I'm shredding up that cheddar cheese, I realized that I forgot to mention that I got a 4-ounce jar of diced pimentos, and we'll be putting those in there as well. Okay, those noodles, I'm thinking noodles over there. Those onions have become translucent. They are ready to go, so I'm going to put my 4 cups of chicken in there. Let's go ahead and get that all broken up before I add anything else. Then we'll go ahead and add our 4 cups of chicken broth. Our 2 cans of mushroom soup, cream of mushroom. Just like that. Get that mushroom soup mixed in well. Alright, let's go ahead and add our 8 ounces of sour cream. Get that incorporated. And we'll take our drained pimentos. Ain't much juice in there. Let's go ahead and add the jar into that. Oh, that'd add some pretty color to it. And our, what did we say this was? 10-ounce jar of mushrooms, and I will drain those. Into the pot. Alright, let's see where we're at on the taste. It's good. So we're going to salt and pepper it to taste. I'm going to put about a half a tablespoon of garlic powder in there. Let's give that a mix. Alright, let's see where we're at now. That's tasting good. It's now piping hot, so it's good enough to, hot enough to add our cheese. We're going to add this a little bit at a time. Just get it melted in there. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh man, that's going to be good. Alright, so let's turn this down to low simmer because my water is about ready to boil. We'll cook up our noodles and I'll be right back. Alright, we cooked those angel hair noodles boiled them for about 4 minutes to the al dente stage and drained them. So we're going to put those into my big pot here. Alrighty, now we're going to take our spaghetti sauce and dump that in there. It's the only thing about working with cast iron, it's heavy, but you get great results from it. Alright, now we'll just give that a toss. Get it all mixed in. Alright, let's get my casserole dishes out. Let's fill them up. Now the original recipe called for two, what do we say here, 14.5 ounce cans of chicken stock, which is 29 ounces of chicken stock, and I used a 32 ounce box of chicken stock, and that's 3 or 4 ounces more, and this is a little bit runny. So maybe we would have been better off with going with the 14.5. I don't know. That's what I had, was a box, so I just used that. But you might want to consider doing 2 14.5 ounce boxes. Let me tell you, it sure looks and smells delicious. There you go. I've filled 2 9x13s very nicely. Let's set this off to the side. My oven is preheated, but we need to grate our topping cheese for the spaghetti. All right. Now we'll just take that and spread it out over the top of the spaghetti casserole. All right. There we go. Now we're going to pop that in the oven for 45 minutes, uncovered, and I'm going to use the middle rack. So we're going to bake that until it's nice and bubbly and hot and that cheese is melted on the top. So we'll come back in about 45 minutes. I'll see you then. All right, there we go. 45 minutes. Cheese is all melted. You can see it bubbling away. I'm going to let this cool down and then we'll get it all trayed up for the freeze dryer. I'll see you then. There we go. 2.5 exactly. John, you are just getting too good. You know that? I'm glad you agree. I like to hear compliments like that. All right. So let's get that divided into 10 portions. Let's get some room over here so I can take that off the scale. All right, let's cut that. A little bit of a challenge with the chicken in there. All right. I'm going to tray up 3 more just like that and I'll be right back. All right. Got 3 trays of that. So we'll get that into the freeze dryer. No, correction. We'll get that into the freezer, get it frozen solid. Once it's frozen solid, we'll fire up the freeze dryer. When it tells me to put it in, I'll put it in. And next time you see that, it'll be coming out of the freeze dryer. I'm just tickled to death. I got about a quarter of one of those 9x13 trays left for me to eat. So let's have a nice taste test of this and see just how good it is fresh. Man, that is delicious. Thanks, Greg. Let me make sure I got the name right. Thank you, Greg Woodcox 6307. That's a good recipe. All right. I'm going to be eating this for dinner for looks like a couple of days. I'm going to enjoy that. We'll get this freeze dried, and next time you see it, it'll be coming out of the freeze dryer. I'll see you then. Okay, there we go. My beautiful chicken spaghetti. Let me tell you, I enjoyed that fresh spaghetti, so I'm hoping that this comes out just as beautiful. My trays are lovely and warm, fresh out of the freeze dryer. So let's get to packing. So everybody probably knows by now I put 3 squares per pouch. Give it a gentle crush just a little bit to where I can get that to kind of be flat when we seal them up later. And that's it. 3 squares per pouch. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we got those in the pouches. Let's open up our 300cc O2 absorbers. I buy these in packs of 10 from Top Mylar. We're going to drop 1 absorber per pouch and zip it shut. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, got this all zipped up shut with the O2 absorber. Let's put this on, I like to set it about 125. So wait for that to warm up and I'll be right back. Alright, the light has gone out telling me it is ready. So I'll just crimp this on there. We look for that to melt. Know it's good. Got a good seal. That's all there is to it. I'll be right back. There we go. That's all there was to that. Alright, we'll let this cool down. We'll leave these sitting out for, oh, still hot, for a day or two, just to make sure everything stays nice and sealed. But this crimper is really good, so I've never had one fail yet, but we just keep an eye on that before we put it away for long-term storage. And next time you see me, we'll be opening one of these pouches up and doing a taste test. My belly's saying, get some of that in me. I'll see you in a minute. All right, let's dig in to my chicken cischetti. My viewer suggested recipe, which the fresh was really good. I enjoyed that. But let's see how it freeze dried. Take out my O2 absorber. There we go. That's what we got on the inside. And we use 3 squares, 3/4 of a cup of water. That's my formula. All right. We'll just zip that shut. Let that sit for 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, that's been about 2 minutes. Let's give that a quick little stir now. Ooh, that smells good. Zip that up. We'll let that, get it out, John. We'll let that sit for 2 more minutes. All right, there we go. That's been another 2 minutes for a total of 4 minutes. And it's looking nice and thick and creamy. Now, I could eat this straight from the pouch, but we like to dish it up for you to see what it looks like. And check this out. Oh yeah, look at that spaghetti. All those chunks of chicken in it. Cheese, pimentos, mushrooms. I'm gonna get as much as I can out of there. Because it smells gorgeous. And if it's half as good as the fresh was, it's gonna be good. All right, let's dig in. Oh yeah, That is so rich and full of flavor. Everything is rehydrated perfectly. My chicken, shredded chicken, just really does well. Let's take a fork here with a more mushroom than not and see what that tastes like. Oh man, that mushroom is good. It's got mushroom texture. That's great. It's just amazing how we can do this food, dry it till it's bone dry, put it away, and then years from now, years from now, we can open it up and have something that tastes just as delicious. I don't have my paper with me, but I want to thank you for this recipe because it is a definite winner. I'm loving this. The angel hair pasta has just come back beautifully too. So I'm going to enjoy this off camera and get the thinking cap on for the next recipe. And I'll see you later. I thank you for watching. See you next time.